from last season. And I'm talking about the mainstream media, the sports media.
The lights are bright, the cameras are rolling, and the WNBA All-Star Game ballots are in. But there's one name missing from the spotlight that's got the entire league buzzing: Angel Reese. The so-called Bayou Barbie, once hailed as the face of the WNBA's future, just got hit with a dose of hard truth, and she's not taking it quietly. For months, the media fed us a narrative. Angel Reese was everywhere. On magazine covers, in viral tweets, in league promos. Forbes even called her the co-face of the WNBA alongside Aya Wilson. Analysts couldn't stop saying,
"Yeah, my biggest word is opportunity. When your opportunity comes, you maximize it." And I think everybody comes off the bench and steps up.
Her name. The headlines told us she was already a star. The next big thing. A future legend in the making. But when the All-Star votes dropped, reality smacked that narrative right across the face. Not only did Angel Reese miss out on a starting spot in the All-Star Game, she didn't even make the reserves. 13th. That's where she landed in fan voting. Just over 173,000 votes. That's not a typo. That's the actual number. Despite weeks of campaigning. Despite being constantly shoved in front of every sports camera. Despite directly asking fans, no, begging them, to vote. 13th. Let that sink in. Meanwhile, her rookie counterpart Caitlin Clark? She didn't just make the list, she crushed it. Over 516,000 votes. More than triple Reese's total. And here's the kicker, Clark didn't have to beg. She didn't need the media circus. Her play did the talking. Her game made the noise. And suddenly, the silence surrounding Angel Reese is deafening. You have to wonder how it got to this point.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta set the tone every single night. I think we've let a lot of games slip away from us.
How did the woman once declared a movement, the rookie who was supposed to carry women's basketball into a new era, fall this far down the pecking order? Let's talk numbers. Angel Reese is currently averaging 11.3 points and 11.9 rebounds per game. On paper, that's serviceable. But dive deeper and cracks begin to show. She's shooting just 38.5% from the field. For a player standing at 6'3", in a league that's constantly emphasizing efficiency in the paint, that's downright alarming. And her rebounding? That's down from last year too. This isn't about potential anymore. This is about production. When fans are asked to vote, they're not just swayed by Instagram followers and flashy nicknames. They want winners. They want impact. And in 2024, Angel Reese hasn't delivered it consistently. But it's not just the fans who noticed. It's the media, too. 3 major media figures released their All-Star ballots.
I played terrible and I wasn't coming up for my team, so I tried to find other ways to come up for my team. I had 7 assists.
You'd think Reese's name would appear at least once. After all, this is the same woman Forbes positioned next to Aya Wilson. But nope. Not a single mention. She was left off all 3 ballots. Completely shut out. That's more than a snub. That's a message. The message. Hype doesn't get you far when the game tape tells a different story. And let's not forget the coaches and fellow players, people who watch the games, break down the film, and know what truly makes an all-star. They also passed on her. No fan vote. No media vote. No player or coach nods. Nothing. This wasn't just a fall from grace.
I mean, however you try to put it, they tried to raise up Angel Reese last year.
This was a collapse of the very narrative that propped her up. Now, if you were on social media, you'd see what Reese was doing leading up to the voting deadline. She wasn't playing coy. She was loud. She was insistent. She was calling out fans by name, reposting votes, reposting graphics, doing everything possible to fuel her campaign. But it backfired. Instead of building momentum, it exposed the limits of her stardom. Because the louder she asked, the quieter the response seemed. When the results dropped, her desperation was only more apparent. No one came to save her, not even the media figures who built her pedestal. Take Megan Hall of USA Today, for example. Someone who had previously praised Reese's rise and marketability. Even she left Angel off her All-Star ballot. That's not oversight.
Different sports media figures that have released their All-Star ballots.
That's calculated. That's someone saying, you haven't earned it. And this is where the disconnect becomes impossible to ignore. For months, Angel Reese was marketed as the most talked about player in the league. She was the social media star, the Instagram queen. She had more engagement than half the league combined. But the WNBA isn't built on hashtags. It's built on buckets. You can't shoot 38% from the field, disappear in big moments, and expect everyone to play along with a fairy tale. Fans watch the games. They know what they're seeing. And when your production doesn't back up your reputation, that's when the facade crumbles. There's something poetic about it, really. The media created the Angel Reese brand, piece by piece.
They're catching on. I'm not sure who Angel's going to look for. If the media starts, the media has been...
They made her a marketing machine, a force of personality, a walking headline. And when the numbers stopped adding up, they vanished just as quickly. Suddenly, she wasn't on Sports Illustrated's radar. USA Today moved on. Forbes went quiet. The silence became louder than the original hype ever was. And here's what's worse. For Reese, this isn't just about an All-Star game. This is about credibility. This is about long-term brand power. Because when you're being sold as the future of women's basketball, and you don't even make the All-Star bench, people start asking questions. Is she really that good? Or were we sold a story? And that's the scariest part for Reese and the WNBA. Because now, fans are watching closely. They're holding receipts. They're comparing stats. The emotion is gone. The excitement is fading. Now, it's just the cold, hard numbers. Even Paige Buchers, yes, the Paige Buchers who came into the league with nearly as much buzz as Caitlin Clark, didn't crack the top 5 in voting. And fans weren't outraged. They shrugged. They saw the play, and they moved on. It's a new day in the WNBA. The fans aren't dumb. They don't care how many magazine covers you've been on. They don't care how many Twitter followers you have. They want production. They want winners. And Angel Reese didn't deliver. She was supposed to be battling Clark for Rookie of the Year. She was supposed to be the co-star in the league's new golden era. But she's not even in the top 10 of All-Star voting. She's behind players like Jonquil Jones, Alyssa Thomas, and Nneka Agwamike.
Tonight, so I'm super happy and we got the win for tonight.
Yeah, you guys had a lot of adjustments that you had to make because of your roster.
Players who have put in work for years and are finally getting their recognition. Meanwhile, Reese's moment is slipping. The fans didn't just forget to vote. They made a choice. And if you think it's just the numbers that matter, think again. This was an emotional reckoning too. Because there's a different kind of pain when you're denied not by rivals, but by the people who once backed you the hardest. That sting. That's the sound of loyalty fading. So where does she go from here? Does she regroup? Improve her game? Use this snub as motivation? Or does she keep leaning into the media machine, hoping they'll spin her next stat line into another redemption arc? Either way, the road ahead just got a lot steeper. The spotlight is still there, but it's not as warm, not as forgiving, and definitely not as earned. Angel Reese has a choice to make. She can rise to meet the challenge, or she can fade into the background as just another media-made myth who couldn't live up to the script. But one thing's for sure, when the league, the players, and the fans all agree you're not all-star material, the message is clear. Step up or step aside. Let us know in the comments. Do you think Angel Reese deserved to be left off the All-Star list? Or was this a major oversight by the league and the fans? Is the media still backing her, or have they moved on? Hit like if you think the numbers don't lie. Subscribe if you're tired of the hype and want real WNBA talk, unfiltered and unapologetic. We're just getting started.